In 1858 is the first major attempt to define the landmarks of Freemasonry, when Albert Mackey defined them as 25 in total. They are the fraternal modes of recognition, the division of Masonry into 3 symbolic degrees, the symbolic legend of Hiram Abiff, the government of the fraternity by a Grand Master, the prerogative of the Grand Master to preside over every assembly of the craft, the prerogative of the Grand Master to issue dispensations for conferring degrees at irregular times, the prerogative of the Grand Master to issue dispensations for opening and holding lodges otherwise not established, the prerogative of the Grand Master to make Masons at sight, the necessity for Masons to congregate in lodges, the government of lodges to be by a Master and 2 wardens, the necessity that every lodge, when congregated, be duly tiled, the right of every Mason to be represented in all general meetings of the craft, the right of every Mason to appeal from his lodge's decisions to the Grand Master, the right of every Mason to sit in every regular lodge, that no unknown visitor be allowed to sit in lodge without first being examined and found to be a Freemason, that no lodge can interfere in the business of another lodge, that every Freemason be amenable to the laws and regulations of the jurisdiction in which he resides, that candidates for Freemasonry be required to meet certain qualifications, namely being a man of mature age, not a cripple, and freeborn, that a belief in the existence of God be a requirement for membership, that a belief in a resurrection to a future life be a requirement for membership, that a book of the law shall constitute an indispensable part of the furniture of every lodge, the equality of Masons, the secrecy of the institution, the foundation of a speculative science upon an operative art, and the symbolic use and explanation of the terms of that art for purposes of moral teaching, that none of these landmarks can be changed. In 1911, Roscoe Pound, understanding Mackey's 25 points to be a summary of Masonic quote-unquote common law, distinguished only 7 landmarks. They are belief in a supreme being, belief in immortality, that a book of sacred law is an indispensable part of the furniture or furnishings of a lodge, the legend of the 3rd degree, secrecy, not specifying as to what, symbolism of operative Masonry, that a Mason must be a man, freeborn, and of lawful age. Modern interpretations have occurred. In the 1950s, the Conference of Grand Masters in North America commissioned a committee titled A Commission on Information for Recognition. This committee upheld 3 quote-unquote ancient landmarks. They were monotheism, an unalterable and continuing belief in God, the volume of the sacred law, as an essential part of the furniture of the lodge, and prohibition of the discussion of religion and politics within the lodge. Many individual grand jurisdictions have created their own versions of the landmarks, which are beholden to those sovereign jurisdictions. Examples include West Virginia, New Jersey, Nevada, and Kentucky, to name a few. Always remember, for information on your jurisdiction, contact your Grand Lodge through the appropriate channels.